It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Empowerment Tuesday. This is Samson Li. Today, I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Great to be here to serve all of you today in today's talk. So today, we're going to talk about, we'll just get into it right away. We're going to talk about your goals and action. Yay! Okay. I know most of you have been, working away, and often, many times what we need to do is either first set our goals, but also to, reevaluate our goals. So today is just a brief talk about what we need to do. And I think it just reminds me, like as I was researching the topic and looking at what information is out there. Well, it's not only the information. I think all of us in the back of our mind, we know that it's important to set goals, right? But then also, yeah, we're told that, but why? Let's think about that. I always like to, share the idea by, sharing the ideas of where it comes from. Okay. So, so it's a little philosophical, but I think it's pretty simple, and I think we all know it, right? Because if the goal is very revealing, the goals that you set, it says a lot about what you're thinking. For example, your expectation of the business, depending, how big or small your goal is, right? Well, it will tell what your expectations are, your own expectations. When you want to achieve them, it tells you it tells you maybe for yourself more than anything, how much time you're willing to invest and how what kind of effort you'll be putting in. Okay. And maybe by the goals that you set, uh, you can also tell how serious you are about doing the business. So I like to kind of, break it down to a little bit more detail. And often, we can all ask ourselves from a scale of 1 to 10, what do we want to achieve? How are we going to make it? And then also the question is, well, how are we going to do it, right? We set the goals, and how are we going to do it? So I'm going to start off with a quick PowerPoint just to show some ideas, and you can think about it and evaluate it for yourself and your business, okay? Because I believe all of us are here in 3 for a reason, because there is that sense of, hey, there's so much in the world. Am I doing what I'm doing in life? Is it getting me where I want to be? Am I open for change? Am I open to breakthrough? is three the vehicle, right? So we all have to evaluate that. And but all of you as brand ambassadors, you're here, you see it as a vehicle. And again, the question is from scale of 1 to 10. Well, in all aspects, how do you think of the opportunity for yourself? Okay. And I caution everybody because many times and quite often I ask somebody, so why are you in three? Why are you here? Okay. And as a brand ambassador. The most common answer I get back is about the product. Oh, my friend shared with this product. It helped me a lot, and that's why I'm here. Wait, my question was though, because if it's just for the product, you could be a consumer, but why the business? So I think sometimes, in life when we've never really sat down to look at something seriously, or maybe we did not think three seriously, that we did not go ahead and set a goal. Okay, then, and I think most of us and I don't think it's too far to say that if we set goals, we can get there faster, right? But so let's talk about that. So your goals and action. So, and I was looking it up, and actually, the first thing that comes up on the internet is about some gentlemen talking about the goal setting theory, right? Identify, for example, 5 key principles for effective goal setting that drive motivation and higher performance in the workplace. So this is more for traditional corporations, et cetera, in the workplace, but we ourselves, we work, right? We also have our own work environment and working community, right? So let's talk about it. First, clarity. Clear, specific, and measurable goals are more effective than vague or ambiguous ones. That's right. Like let's say, for example, you want to make enough money to pay for your car payment. If it's $500 a month, well, how do I make $500 a month? That's clarity, right? Versus, well, I want to make as much money as possible. Well, it's very vague. But what does that mean? We have to ask ourselves those questions. And and here's the thing, in business, you're in it for yourself, right? Not for somebody else. You're in it for yourself, but you're not by yourself. Okay. So it's very important to sit down and ask yourself, to write down clear and concise goals. Yeah, it's very important. Challenge, challenge. Goals that are difficult but attainable are more motivating than easy goals. This pushes individuals to extend their efforts and skills. So true. Now, you got to read the sentence again. Goals that are difficult but attainable. So what does that mean? Maybe they're hard, but it's possible. And maybe we just need to stretch and before we stretch, we definitely need to commit to getting it done. So one of my favorite things I've heard and I love to say is we got to do our best, but if our best is not good enough, we got to do whatever it takes. Like if you're sitting there and you're trying to set a standard of talking to 5 people a day and you only got one done because your day was chaotic, well, no matter what, how about just getting those 4 done? If it takes you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is, get on the phone or meet up with somebody, just get that done. Talk to 5 people a day. So that's commitment, right? And is it difficult to talk to 5 people a day, for example? No, no, I don't think so at all. We talk to people all the time. Well, what's interesting is, I want to sidetrack a little bit right now because over the weekend I was watching the news and they were reporting on a psychological study of people with the effects of social media, how it's changed their personality. And this study was done by USC, and it was quite revealing. I don't know, maybe some of you out there, or maybe even the younger generation, talking to 5 people a day might be difficult for them. People have become more introverted in terms of personality. The interaction, I believe it's not only social media, but also COVID, right? Where we're all isolated and maybe to a degree suppressed, against our will, right? Financially, space-wise, we couldn't go anywhere, isolated from our family. And social media, spending all the time on the phone. I catch myself a lot. I say, oh my God, like 15 minutes gone by, I'm still on the stupid thing, just watching, scrolling through things on social media. Oh no, I got to put my time into more productive things. I say all this just a reminder, right? Because to accomplish your goals, you're going to spend some time. Whatever time you have, let's commit that time. Say, I'm going to do it no matter what. And I'm going to get it done no matter what. Right. And so you often to get that difficult goal done, just stretch just a little bit more, just a little bit more. I know last year, and I've told this story before, I've told quite a few of my teams just to go all out, for 4 weeks. You don't know if you want to see the business working, your attitude needs to go all out. No matter what, just get it done and just get it done, just get it done. Even if you don't do 100%, if you do 75%, if you do 50%, that's better than 1%. That's the thing. If you never do it, you never know what you're made of. Okay, and that's why it's more motivating than easy goals. Because when you achieve it, when you stretch for it, when you put the effort in it, you actually feel the satisfaction of achieving it or getting close to it. And this pushes individuals to extend their efforts and skills. So yeah, through this, the challenge, you'll learn to also have many other skills, such as being resourceful, leveraging other people, leveraging video, leveraging tools. So you got to do whatever it takes. And, at the same time, I encourage highly to work with your team leader, right? Like I was talking about commitment, an individual must be committed to achieving the goal for it to be effective. Okay. No commitment, no effectiveness. Involvement in the goal setting process can enhance this commitment by you spending the time in goal setting. You enhance your commitment because you invested the time, right? If it's not money, it's time. Okay. And that's what we do in the business. We invest time. Okay. Now, you got to invest the time and definitely what I like to say, productive activities, right? Activities that help you make a sale, activities that help your partners grow their business, etc. Okay. Now, feedback is very important. Regular feedback on progress is crucial for maintaining motivation. It helps people understand if their efforts are on track, allows for strategy adjustment. So, first, feedback we get is when we log into our back office, we look at our business snapshot. How many PSV we have this week, how many PGV we have these last 4 weeks, and what about cycles? That's the feedback. And then, of course, you can go scroll over to the menu, look at your paycheck. How am I doing? Then, what is even better is go to your team members that you're working with daily and see how they're doing. Look at their business snapshot. You can do that through your back office. Then, how does it relate to your goals, right? Are you on track? Are you behind? Let's say your goal is, 5 cycles this week. You only got one, and it's Friday. You have 2 days to make it up. You know what? Get going. Don't give up. Give it a shot. Challenge. Is it difficult? Is it attainable? Nobody knows until you do it. That's the thing. Many years ago, somebody asked, Samson, can I make $30,000 in 6 months? I said, I don't know. You don't know until you do it. Okay. So the last principle is task complexity. For complex task, goals should be broken down into smaller, manageable sub goals to prevent employees from feeling overwhelmed. So this is again for corporations, etc. So to not feel overwhelmed, what I love to do is break the business down to small chunks, right? For example, I would love to make 10,000 a month, right? So that's about, you have to be like a 4 star, a little bit over 200 cycles a month. So my own take is, you know what? I got to work toward it. No, even if I started from zero. But what I'm going to do is, well, let me think. So I thought of, for example, and many of you have heard me break it down before, some of the most simple way, for example, is, well, I can cycle once a day, and that's, for example, 28 cycles in 4 weeks. If I cycle 4 cycles a day, that's 28 times four. It's like 110 cycles almost, right? If I want to cycle 200, that means I have to cycle 50 cycles a week. Oh, yeah, a week, right? So, but I got to start somewhere, right? So, for example, then instead of 50, that's a big number. Then I thought, if I cycle 6 or 7 cycles a day, right? Times 30, 28 or 30 days in a month, that's 200 cycles. Hey, if I cycle, I'm a happy 10, cycling at $45, I'm at 9,000 plus maybe hopefully some matching bonus probably. So so I broke it down to just a very simple number, even to the point where I need to make money every day. I need to make money every day. So it's that simple, right? So don't get overwhelmed. You got to get it going, though. You got to get it going, okay? And if you can be consistent 1 cycle a day, you'll see maybe 1 to 2 cycles a day. Soon it'll be 2 to 3 cycles a day, etc. And it will keep growing if you have consistent activity, right? Work with the people who work. That's the most important. So theory versus practice. Goal setting, you got to have strategies. We got to have performance feedback. You got to have ongoing coaching. And then you get the reward, such as going on the incentive trip, making money, go celebrate if you hit a target. I went over these, you have the theory, but you have to put it into practice. So, how are we going to do that? I'm going to keep it very simple. Give you an example. If you want to make $500 a month, I'm going to use the most simple example now. Many years ago, Kim said to me, Samson, the hardest money to make is to make consistently 500 to 1,000 a month in our space. The reason is because you're learning the business. So, well, you have to go and share. So I broke it down. For example, if we talk about retail commission, if you retail an Eternel from the website, you make 25%, you make 30 to 50. 4 Eternels in 4 weeks, that's 1 Eternel in a week. If you sell retail, that's $130 now. If you enroll, for example, 3 premium package, a brand ambassador, or if people want to come and buy wholesale, the PIP, the product introduction, is a bonus is $125. That's $375, and total you're at $505. Now that's not bad, right? So, but you know what? Because of the promotion right now, which actually ends on Sunday, okay? We have double core 3 bonus right now. So if you complete, for example, 3 premium packs, that's enough. That's more than 1,000 PV, right? The 3 packs is each pack is 350 points times 3. That's 1,050. So you're gonna get the core 3 bonus. So instead of extra 100, you're gonna make 200. So you're actually gonna make $705 if you follow this formula, this plan. Okay. Now, plus, depending on if you're brand new or you have one leg that helps you cycle already, well, you can earn another 1 to 3 cycles. So you can make another $100 to $150, depending on, in addition, you're actually closer to $800, right? $700 to $800 with this plan. But how I kept it simple was 4 Eternal. That's average 1 Eternal a week you sell retail, and then enroll 3 premium pack in the next 4 weeks, and you're at that number. But if you can do that this week, okay, I never say no. When people ask me, I just want to maybe conclude with that. When people ask me, can it be done? My question, well, maybe not question, yeah, but question in my mind is, why not you? And maybe I would even say to them, why not you? If anybody can do it, why not you? Okay. I've learned to be very open-minded, in the industry, because I've seen people who I thought could not make it, they make it and much more. People who, it doesn't matter, education, high education, low education, know how to talk, don't know how to talk. I know, right? It's like, if you don't know how to talk, how do you do the business? Because it's way more than just talking. It's about who you are, okay? People do business with people they trust and they like. That's very important, okay? So if you're likable, this is the right business. And all you're doing is going out there trying to help. Yeah. Many years ago, I learned the term selling, but it's actually helping. The moment, the first time I sold anything was when I was in college. I did happen to have a very part-time job uh, in the furniture business, in the furniture store. After that, I got my real estate license. But the first time I sold anything in a furniture store, I realized, oh, you know what? They just needed help. So when I helped them, they bought. It was like that. So we got to help more than we talk. Listen, definitely listen. That's how we can help. We got to listen to what they need help with. So you got to start a conversation somewhere. And it's a commitment. Maybe if you are, how should I say, if you have some persistence, you would get into a deeper conversation, right? Now, many people over time I've known in the industry, and if you're brand new, this is what I suggest. We have a fantastic YouTube channel. There's hundreds of videos on there, a lot of content. Just go listen to the latest one, especially this week or last week, the week before, the empowerment trainings, many of those very special. And listen to them over and over and over again, like every day in the morning. Get yourself motivated, get yourself educated. Then you can know how to share. It's not, all the empowerment, people need to feel that they have the power to move the business forward. Now, it's not motivation to talk because motivation comes from within. You have to find your own motivation. Okay. We are just giving you guidelines to maybe, make you think what you want for yourself and you go after it. And the last thing, we talk about in the goal setting is the feedback is very important. That's why working with your leader is very important. And a lot of people, they say, "Oh, Samson, I don't want to bother you. I know you're very busy." Well, I'm only busy with the people that ask for my time, for example. And same thing with your leaders that are out there. They're busy too. Maybe nobody's asking for their time, or maybe there's so many people. But if you never ask, you never get their time. In a business, we all understand that. And I believe that all the leaders in three, we want to help other people build the business, and to teach them how. I never, I've been working with Kim for 20 years. One thing that we never do or do in building the business or building the values and integrity of the business is that, you know, people have to earn their own. Because if they don't earn their own, you end up always be carrying them on your back. Okay. If they never step up, how can they grow? Kim once said, if you know everybody on your team is way too small. And that's the thing. So I see a lot of leaders in here. They over the well, not in here, but over the years in 20 years in the industry, that they want to lead their team. They want it so bad, and they maybe have a little bit of that significance. They want to be acknowledged and all that, and they want everybody to go to them. That's good. At the same time, though, and no one person has enough time for everybody. So you have to and you should encourage your team to grow. You encourage your team to step up, do their own work. When money is earned, there's certain value that was exchanged, right? If people don't earn it, they're never going to do it. So it's important that in this business, in the goal setting, you set your goals. Doesn't matter high or low, doesn't matter. We can break it down into smaller nuggets like I did, right? So when you break it down to smaller nuggets and you set those as stepping stones, you will get there. You reward yourself every time. As a matter of fact, it's funny. My previous business was the first one, it was 13 years. We did billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue. And every rank I broke, I took Kim and a couple of friends out to dinner. Got the Alaskan king crab, got the fancy, fancy clam and all that seafood and all that. Every time I broke a rank, it was great to celebrate. Reward is good, and it also creates a camaraderie, right? We're like cheering for each other. Okay, so that's the type of business. That's the community we're trying to build. Nowadays, in this business, actually in our space, there's a lot of companies that have gone down tremendously in terms of their business. Okay, because they only focus on sales. They're not focusing on people. Even with AI, yeah, you can go out there and blast it, but you know what? When you cannot support the sales, because the bigger the sales, the more you have to support. And when you do it in a way where you don't build the people, it's all going to collapse. The whole key to building a sustainable and strong business is to build the people. Okay. And part of that should be in your goal setting. How many people you want to help to make a certain type of income, right? No, and you can calculate it by rank, right? By cycles, right? For example, 3-star pro is 50 cycles. 3-star lead is 100 cycles. If those when those leaders, depending on their left team or right team and how many, then you know how many points is coming, how much volume is coming up to you, and you can calculate your own income based on how successful the people below you are. So again, though, if you're the only one always sustaining those people, you're never gonna get big. Okay, not on a global scale. You won't be able to. Okay. So I hope this talk, put some insights into you. Set your goals, doesn't matter how much. Okay. Look, if you want a dream house, great. Long-term goals is great. Okay. If you want a dream car, it's great. Okay. And many years ago, the big thing was have a dream board, right? You gotta go clip out magazines and stick it on a board and visualize it, right? Well, we can let's aside from that, we should quantify like how much would it cost and when you want to hit those goals, and then we back it up. You got to work it out with your leaders. If you haven't done that, you should. And even some of my people haven't done that. Okay, they should break it down. Say, okay, what is my path? What do I need to do? And so then you can you can show them, hey, go from small to bigger goal to the next goal to the next goal to the next goal, and soon they'll be there. No. And sometimes it also takes repetition. So that repeated feedback is important. Repeated coaching is important. All right. So I hope today, it's very simple talk about goal setting, but it's one of the most needed and important ones. People have set their goals, they achieve more in the long run. All right. But definitely set the short-term goals, set the long-term goals, get to work, do your best or whatever it takes. We have a limited time on this earth. How we use it, that's our life. Okay. So you'd be surprised how productive you can be with very little amount of time. Just do what you can. Okay. And get better at it over and over and over again. All right. So thank you very much for spending the time, and many blessings to all of you for being a part of three. Good health, and use a lot of product, good health, and to you and your family. We'll see you on the next Zoom. Take care, folks. Bye bye.